Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we'll be continuing on our Eyre Peninsula trip, finishing up in the Eyre Peninsula and heading north into some mulga habitat, looking for Gillen's monitors, finding some brown snakes and even some frogs in Victoria. So we cover a lot of ground and find some cool species, so I hope you enjoy. Alright, we just woke up. It was a freezing cold night, hey, like absolutely freezing. Although so stoked we got the Strophrus assimilis. That's a pretty good find. Just hanging out in the bushes. But today we're just going to be cruising and looking for snakes. We want a brown snake, we want a dugite or a peninsula brown snake. They're the two main goals here. And if we luck upon a southwest carpet python, I will be over the moon. But for now, we're on brown snake hunting, and then we might poke around some spinifex as well to try to find the spinifex slender blue tongue and Delma petersoni. So should be a good day. We're just staying here. We're not going to go anywhere. And then tonight, need to make a decision about where we want to go, whether it be a little bit further north to look for Diplodactylus wiru or Leucasium bungabina, or maybe go a bit south to look for a south coast gecko. So got to kind of make a bit of a decision, but should be right. We'll do that later. Alright, our cruising's finally paid off with something. Little shingleback, Taliqua rugosa. Very common in South Oz. Look at him go. Just doing some walking, and we just got what I think is an adult western bearded dragon. Just basking on that log. Hopefully we can get a quick, better look at him. But before he runs off, that's pretty cool. We get a closer look at this little western bearded dragon or dwarf bearded dragon. Now they're found all throughout Western Australia. You can find them in southwest Northern Territory, which is where we've seen them previously. And it was a lot prettier than this. But this is in the South Australian Mallee, on the Eyre Peninsula, the Western Eyre Peninsula before the Nullarbor. Pretty cool lizard. Love my bearded dragons. They're always fun to find, especially when you get different species other than those easterns and centrals. Awesome. Hopefully we get to see some more reptiles today. We've been driving for brown snakes for about 4 hours with no luck, so fingers crossed we can come across a few more reptiles. After driving every dirt road imaginable, we finally come across a species of brown snake. This is a mainland dugite and are found along the bottom southwest corner of Australia. They fill a similar niche as our eastern browns do back at home, feeding mostly on small mammals. At the time, we had misidentified this as a peninsula brown, thinking the grey bellies are restricted to peninsula brown snakes and not realising dugites have the same features. Just goes to show that you can't identify Australian snakes just based on colour alone. Now we just got our second inframacula for the day on the road. It's 8 o'clock in the afternoon, it's about 20 degrees. What a find, man. These snakes are just ridiculously good. Look at the defense posturing on it. What the hell? The sun's literally setting over there. We're on our way to go find some master snakes, hopefully, and cook dinner. But what a ridiculous find. Are you kidding me? That is so sick. Just cooking dinner. The boys are up there looking for master snakes. It's pretty good habitat here, but pretty nice view to have dinner with. This is definitely different to other trips. Normally it's just red sand dunes or something similar to that, but not today. Oh yeah, we also just found out there's 2 brown snakes are actually dugites, which is still really cool, but I kind of was hoping for an inframacula. That's alright. On the way back to some Mallee, we lucked upon the spectacled hooded snake. Even in the freezing temperatures, this snake was still on the move. One of the many species in the Suitor genus, although used to be classified under Paris Suitor just a few years ago. Okay, so we've made it back to some Mallee habitat, and we're just going to walk around for about half hour, see if we can't find any more geckos, and then probably call it a night after that. We're going to get up early and start driving to north of Port Augusta to Pernatty Lagoon, so we can try to find Gillen's monitors and the Delaney, Nephris Delaney, the Pernatty Lagoon knobtail gecko. So fingers crossed we get a good day today. If I don't find anything, I'll see you then. How cool is this? This is what I believe is a bearded gecko, and he's just sticking his head out of the hole in the ground. It's pretty cool. Probably sticking his head out going, too cold to run around on the sand dunes tonight. Might stay at home or get some takeaway ordered to me. Probably waiting for an insect to run past. How cool is that? I've never actually seen that before. It's pretty cool. The boys just found this beautiful little stellatus. This will probably be the last stellatus of the trip. So gorgeous. I can't believe they're blue eyeballs, or not eyeballs, but they're above their eyes. So pretty. Alright, so it is the next morning. We are already partially out of the Eyre Peninsula. We're leaving the Eyre Peninsula today and heading up to Pernatty Lagoon. And it's going to be hot, so it means the reptiles are going to be on tonight, so I'm pretty excited. Hopefully we can get a Gillen's monitor this afternoon, and then some snakes tonight after dark. So hopefully it's a good day. We had really good conditions this morning, but couldn't see anything, so hopefully that luck turns around. Just coming out to check a salt lake and got this adult, looks like to be male crested dragon by how colourful he is. These are such a pretty lizard. They're super common out on the Eyre Peninsula. So beautiful, and they're very, very, very fast. That's sick. So after a bit of driving, we finally made it to some beautiful mulga woodlands in South Australia. Now we're going to be walking around here for quite a bit. We've got all afternoon to try and find Varanus gilleni. I've tried for this species a couple times when I came to Central Australia. So fingers crossed we can actually find one this time. I'm going to put in a lot more work this time around to see one. Such beautiful habitat, so good to have red sand under my feet. Alright, after an hour of searching, we finally got Varanus gilleni, the Gillen's monitor. Now we're in the south of their range here, and we were just poking around these dead mulga trees for a while. Finally we spotted one, actually Sam spotted one. So they're insectivorous, mostly. And they wouldn't pass up a gecko or two, especially the goheiras that are living in the same habitat. But in South Australia, they've got this beautiful red coloration, just gorgeous. They have everything a large varanid has. I have a forked tongue and a Jacobson's organ for tasting the air, just like a snake. Sharp claws, sharp teeth, just in pint-sized size. What a beautiful lizard. They live in these dead mulga trees, as I said when we were searching for them. And they hide out in the heat of the day in the hollows, coming out to hunt. But what an incredible lizard. Okay, so the sun's setting. I'll just flip this camera around. Sun's setting over the beautiful Pernatty Lagoon area. I love this spot. I remember coming here a couple of years ago and finding Delaney for the first time. Very exciting. Like Giant Sam, we're going to experience that tonight. Definitely. Conditions were like miles better than when I was here last, and I still saw them. So we'll definitely see them. But we're going to try for a few hours at least for snakes. I got a dead on road Western Brown here last time, so I want a redemption at a Western Brown. It's a species I haven't seen yet. And yeah, so we're going to get on the road now and get herping. Fingers crossed we get some cool stuff. I think we will. This is the best night of the trip so far, conditions wise. Second find of the night is a juvenile Pernatty knobtail gecko, Nephris Delaney. Definitely a target for the night. He was found on the road. Just rescued him from road trains. But we're going to keep cruising. Some animals are starting to come out into the road now, so have a good feeling we're going to get a good snake. But pretty cool. We're going to go eye shine these later tonight. I'm pretty sure we'll see a few of them, so that's cool. Okay, so we're finished cruising now, and we're just going to be walking the dunes looking for Pernatty knob-tailed geckos. So fingers crossed we find one. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we're going to find one. It's just a matter of eye shining it, so wish us luck. The road cruising earlier was actually very slow as well. Absolutely nothing. Only those 2 geckos, that's it. So, a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping for a western brown, but we'll hopefully can get a gecko so the guys can see one, a knobtail, and we can actually photograph this one too, so should be good. Far out, that actually took a bit longer than I expected, but I got one. Here's Nephris Delaney, the Pernatty Lagoon knobtail gecko, before it runs off. They're endemic to these dunes north of Port Augusta, and they are a pretty stunning species of gecko. So we finally got our Pernatty Lagoon knobtail gecko. Now they're only restricted to the sand dunes around Pernatty Lagoon, which is a salt lake here in South Australia. They're a pretty beautiful species of gecko. Beautiful markings down their back, and quite different to other Nephris. Such a gorgeous gecko. I love coming across these geckos. It's been a couple of years since I've seen them, and they're still just as good as ever. How good is that? A little bit skinnier, this guy, but still a nice gecko. The Jaipan is a weapon, because he just found this Jan's banded snake cruising around the soil or the sand. So this is a burrowing species of snake, one of many burrowing species of snake in Australia, and his diet consists of mostly reptile or lizard eggs, and you can see that beautiful yellow and black banding from this animal, and they've got super smooth scales to aid them with digging through the sand. Yeah, pretty incredible snake. This is only a little one. I've found bigger ones before, but at least we got a snake tonight. That's pretty good. Just so trippy as they move through the sand. What an awesome animal, hey? Okay, it's the next morning. So last night was so slow. I really tried for snakes until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was a very late night, just driving, trying, and it was just nothing. There was nothing out. Oh well, like sometimes stuff like that happens. But I'm just going around looking in some mulga trees for 10 minutes. See if I can't spot another Gillen's before we start heading back east, and we'll be in southwest New South Wales this afternoon or this evening, and targeting a few different things like more snakes, hopefully a strappy or a mulga, and then later tonight we're going to go for this growling grass frog or southern bell frog, Litoria reniformis. So yeah, hopefully we get some cool animals today. We'll also stop and look for saltbush slender blue tongues again and try our luck with them. But I might finish up my walk now, pack the camp up, and then start heading south and then back east. We decided to flip some rubbish that we found, and we managed to rustle up this painted dragon, a juvenile. Very pretty. You can see that beautiful pattern down its back. The males of this species get exceptionally gorgeous. One of the prettiest dragons in Australia. The Ctenophorus genus in general is very very pretty genus of dragons. But it's pretty cool, very nice. I've seen these before, but I've never actually managed to get one on film, so this will be a first for me. Pretty cool. We've been poking around for Venustus, and we come across another shingle, probably a third or fourth for the trip, I forget. Super common in South Australia, but not the skink we're after. Where's your slender blue-tongued friend? We'll let him go and see if we can't rustle up a Venustus. Okay, so a long time has passed. It was 40 degrees. We found nothing other than that shingle back earlier when we were trying for saltbush slender blue tongues. But we just crossed the South Australian border over to New South Wales, and we're in this really good road. I don't know what Jai's doing in the background. He's dancing. Anyway, we're in some pretty cool habitat. Gonna try for some larger elapids for the first part of the night, and then drive south into Victoria. We have a chance of Murray Darlings because we're going along the Murray River, and gonna camp at a spot where we can find Victorian Devis banded snakes. It's a small population of them that have been washed down with floods, and southern bell frog, which is Jai's probably biggest target, and he's frogless all trip because South Australia doesn't have many frogs. So it's going to be a good night, hopefully. It feels really warm, and nothing beats a road that looks like this. Okay, so we got the first find of the night. It is this awesome little ringed brown snake. They're Australia's smallest brown snake species. We've seen this species, I think, twice before on our channel. So it's something we've seen before, but this is my first New South Wales one. And younger individuals have black bands on their body. They can have anywhere between 4 and 12 bands. Although large adults, those bands can fade out into nothing. And when that happens, well, a great way to tell it's a ringed brown is actually they have a bit of an upturned nose, and that's for digging through the sand, and they're hunting for their favourite food, which is lizards. They're actually more of a lizard specialist, this brown snake. He's sitting still finally. He is one of the least toxic brown snake member as well. Although I do not want to be tagged by any brown snake. But pretty cool way to start the night. A lifer for me in New South Wales. Awesome to see a brown snake in general. How good is that? Second snake of the night, little curl snake, very common everywhere. We see him every single time. I'm just gonna let it go. See you, buddy. Third snake of the night is this absolutely ginormous curl snake. Look at the size of it next to my boot. Oh my god. That's insane.
That is the biggest curl snake I think I've ever seen. Holy. Look at that thing. It's a curl snake. Never knew they'd get this big, eh?
Yeah, they get this big.
Wow.
That's a massive curl snake. Absolutely massive.
Foot, but whatever.
Oh well. We're getting him off the road, but that's big. That's so cool. I was like a couple 100 meters up the road. Next snake on the road is a red nape snake. Look at him doing this posturing. Really common here in Western New South Wales. Called a red nape snake due to that red nape. Go figure. How cool. Something new for the night. Next find tonight is actually a really cracking eastern hooded scalyfoot. That's a very pretty one, looking at it. How cool is that? Snake mimic, but obviously it's a legless lizard, so non-venomous. But pretty awesome actually. We might actually get some photos. Okay, so we finished road cruising for the night, and now we are looking for the southern bellfrog, Latoria reniformis. Pretty much Jai's massive target, and I promised him if we get some of our targets on the Eyre Peninsula, that we will go looking for him. So fingers crossed we come across one. As we're looking for bellfrogs, this one gave us a bit of a fright. Limonastes interius, the inland banjo frog, or giant banjo frog.
It's a chunky frog.
Chunky as, not a bellfrog though. So Jai, the Jaipan, he did it. He got his frog. He had to get him a frog target, and this is the southern bellfrog, or Latoria reniformis. And just these wild bellfrogs, you can't beat them. They are so vibrant and pretty. And this is the southern form, so they're found in Victoria. And can you get them in New South Wales, Jai?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't know, but definitely they're found in Victoria, and we're in the far northwest of the state where they follow the river systems. And yeah, pretty stoked. It's a threatened species of frog due to all the list of things like chytrid fungus and habitat destruction, all the fun stuff that we don't like to talk about. But such a beautiful frog. I'm glad we can finally get this frog. We finished road cruising and drove an hour and 20 minutes in the dark with all the road trains just to see it, and definitely worth it. So good. Just got a second one, and this one is a lot bigger. Sitting on the mud cracks. You get Devis banded snakes here as well, but I think this thing would eat a Devis banded snake. It's that big. That's super cool. And now we've got the third reniformis just sitting here by the water. This one's a lot smaller. That's super cool. They're really pretty frogs. Wow. Okay, so we've finished looking for reniformis. We're going away happy, aren't we, Jai?
Oh, I'm stoked, guys.
The Jaipan, he's stoked. But we are now going to go to bed. It's past 2 o'clock in the morning. We're still going to set our swags up. And then tomorrow morning we're driving home. So hopefully we see something on the way home, but kind of thinking we might not see anything. I'll let you guys know. If not, I'll film an outro when I'm home. Okay, so it is the end of the video. Forgot to film an outro, and we didn't see anything on our way home anyway, so it didn't really matter. But it's the beginning of a new herp season here. It's just starting to warm up. So snakes are starting to move. And we got some trips planned. One to southwest Queensland with a few friends from work, which will be pretty fun. Chasing mostly taipans on the Morney Plain. So look out for that. And also Michael is going to do a pretty cool trip. Going to explore some rainforest of northern New South Wales, head into the Brigalow. That's the plan for now. Who knows? It probably will change a little bit. They always do. Or that's what herp trips are about, is just winging it and having fun. So if you guys have enjoyed the video and want to see more, please make sure you subscribe. We should have some pretty cool content, including next year heading overseas for the first time. So that's pretty exciting. And don't forget to subscribe to Jai, Brooksy's Wildlife, that was in this video. And he has a different perspective on my this video and this trip, but also different videos for his own trips. He's an awesome character, so please make sure you go and give him some love. Thanks guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks everyone for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and follow our socials down below.